All right, welcome again to the Bulletin. Let's begin from SNIT because the outgoing Director General, Dr. John Tenkorang, has touted his achievements as Director General of the organization. Now, in a farewell message that he released or put on his socials, he outlined some of the achievements that he has made during his tenure. Let's take a look at that on our video wall this afternoon, and says that according to Dr. Tenkorang, the following milestones were reached during his time in office. 1, the expansion of service delivery options, including the creation of a pensioners priority desk and a direct WhatsApp line for the Director General. 2, the revamped web portal and social media presence, boasting a follower increase from 7,000 in 2017 to over 526,000 by March 2024. It continues that the introduction of SNIT Pay, a comprehensive payments platform, was another achievement under his tenure as the DG at SNIT, and also the successful merger of SNIT and Ghana card numbers, an initiative that has seen over 2 million members, including inactive contributors, pensioners, and beneficiaries, merge their accounts. Well, let's get some more reaction on this as we speak on this particular matter about the SNIT boss and his achievement, as he states in his farewell message. Let's speak to governance expert and a security analyst, David Agbe, on this. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for your time here on Newsbeat. Now, first off, when the termination of his contract occurred, what was your take on that?
In fact, I think that many Ghanaians were shocked that Dr. Tenkorang was actually, dismissed from SNIT. People are of the view that the kind of achievement and transformation that Dr. Tenkorang has brought to SNIT, he should have stayed till his retirement. If you read through his profile, he's almost 59, getting to 60 years now. And so in public service, when you attain the age of 60 years, automatically you are supposed to go on retirement, or if the government, prefer or per your achievement, government realizes that he has to give you an extension of contract, government can actually do that, or the appointing authority can do that. But this one, per the letter from the secretary to the president, it looks as if the content of the letter suggests that they don't want him to stay anymore. And so it looks as if the tone of the letter alone suggests that they wanted a replacement. And so that is what we have seen so far. And per my understanding of public administration and in governance, what happens most of the time is that if you are a public servant, you work according to the rules and regulations of the institutions, and you work according to the constitution of the republic, and more to the point, you are always somebody who has appointed you can more or less dismiss you at a certain point in time that he deemed it fair. And so I think that if you look at the mood of SNIT workers and the general public, they have the view that the man has actually brought some level of transformation to SNIT, and therefore he should have stayed till the end of his term. But that is not what the appointing authority actually want him to do. And so that is why the president actually has dismissed him.
And looking at the fact that he touts his achievements in this farewell message, and also the initiatives of Change Foundation presented an award to him in 2021, where he was a judge, a public, servant of the year. And if you look at this, what would make the president, or what would cause any change in that particular office that he has manned and done all of these things over the years?
Yes, if you read Dr. Tenkorang's profile, you realize that once upon a time, he schooled, in Canada and United States of America, and worked as an electrical engineer and also he also became more like a financial analyst and investment banker. And I think that his level of knowledge in investment banking, that is the deposit of knowledge that he brought to SNET. So that was why he was able to engineer some level of transformation to SNET. However, this is the point that we need to understand, that in public service eyes, I do know, per Woodrow Wilson's theory of public administration, you work according to the rules and you work according to the Constitution. And so normally what happens is that the one who appointed you, one way or the other, he has some, level of authority to dismiss you. However, if you have to dismiss somebody, there should be some level of justification to say that this person, one way or the other, his achievement is not enough. But in public service, what also happens is that people are always jostling for your position. So people can speculate, people can, do all sort of things to ensure that you are dismissed so that they can take over from you. And so if you look at Dr. Tenkorang's dismissal, it looks as if it was, engineered from SNET itself, and then the information was actually communicated to the president, and that was why he was actually dismissed.
Okay, and in that light of speculation, that is where some people say that you have the son of the senior minister taking over now, and it could be, political thing in there, as you just mentioned. You'd agree to that?
For me, I'm looking at it from technical point of view of my administration, of my understanding of public administration and what happens in public institutions, and more to the point that it is somebody who appointed both the deputy and the director general himself. So you look at all the scenario and the public, view to suggest that the senior minister's son, was technically, immediately appointed as director general. It tells you that there was some undertone, there was some communication from somewhere, which the president, one way or the other, was convinced that the replacement is quite important, and that was why the president, did what he did. But if you look at it from SNET's point of view, and people who are working with SNET at the top, they are of the view that Dr. Tenkorang has done enough, and so he does not deserve to be dismissed. But political appointees, one way or the other, work in that environment. And so what has happened tells us a story that if you are in public service, people are always joyfully making sure that they lobby their political appointees, they lobby people who have the power to, one way or the other, undo you. And so that is what has happened to Dr. Tenkorang. And I believe that he has achieved enough, and so he will not be disappointed that he has actually been dismissed, because he has achieved enough before coming to Ghana.
All right. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon, David Agbe. He's a security analyst and also a governance expert there, giving us some reactions to that farewell message from the outgoing SNET boss. Now,